Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Decoded. Today, we are diving deep into the psychology of No Kings protesters against Trump. This has become one of the largest anti-Trump protest movements since he returned to the White House. But what is really happening inside the minds of these protesters? Let's find out together. The slogan "No Kings" is much more than just a simple phrase on their signs.
It's a bold statement, a cry for equality. It unites us against any form of tyranny. Feel the power!
It represents a deep fear that Trump is trying to turn the presidency into a monarchy. Many people believe Trump wants to act like a king with unlimited power. But is that really the case? Let's look at the facts. The evidence shows his powers are limited by the system. So the king idea? Not quite. This fear is what psychologists call authoritarian threat perception. When people see strong leadership combined with strict immigration policies and aggressive foreign actions, they start to fear that American democracy is in serious danger.
A very common emotion we see among the protesters is moral outrage. They strongly believe that Trump's policies violate the core American values of freedom and equality.
This moral outrage spreads quickly because of social media. When people post photos from the protests, they feel a strong sense of belonging and moral superiority in their online groups. Besides moral reasons, many protesters also feel real economic anxiety. Rising prices caused by tariffs and inflation make them worry that Trump's policies are hurting their daily life and wallets. In large crowds, people experience a strong sense of collective identity. Their personal fear and anger suddenly feel much more powerful when shared with thousands of others. This phenomenon is known as emotional contagion. One person's anger or fear quickly spreads through the crowd, making everyone feel more motivated and united. Young people and Gen Z are playing a very big role in the No Kings movement. Many of them grew up seeing Trump on social media and view him as a symbol of everything they oppose.
For many Gen Z protesters, participating in No Kings rallies gives them a strong sense of purpose and identity in a world that often feels chaotic and unfair.
Social media echo chambers play a huge role. Protesters stay in online communities where their anti-Trump views are constantly reinforced and praised. This creates something called cognitive dissonance. When reality does not match their strong beliefs, they feel even more motivated to protest and resist. Many protesters also use symbolic resistance such as flags, creative signs, and costumes to express their emotions and feel a sense of release and empowerment. The huge crowd size creates an incredible psychological boost. When you stand among tens of thousands of people who share the same anger and fear, you suddenly feel much braver and more powerful. However, not all motivations are purely positive. Some experts point out that virtue signaling also plays an important role in these protests. Posting protest photos online allows people to show others that they are on the right side of history and morally superior to those who support Trump. Long-term commitment to these protests often comes from a mix of genuine belief and the social rewards they receive from their community. So in conclusion, the psychology behind the No Kings protesters is a complex blend of real fear, moral outrage, economic anxiety, group identity, and social rewards. Understanding these psychological drivers helps us see why the movement is so passionate and why it continues to grow even after Trump won the election.
Thank you for watching Psychology Decoded. What do you think drives the No Kings protesters the most? Let me know in the comments below.
One of the most interesting aspects is how the No Kings movement has evolved from previous anti-Trump protests. In 2017, people were shocked and surprised, but in 2026, many protesters feel a deeper sense of urgency and desperation. The protesters today are not just fighting against specific policies. They are fighting against what they see as the very idea of Trump as an authoritarian leader who wants to rule without checks and balances. Another important factor is identity politics. For many participants, being anti-Trump has become a core part of their personal and social identity. When your identity is tied to opposing Trump, every new policy or statement from him feels like a personal attack, which makes the emotional response even stronger. In the end, the No Kings protests reveal how powerful fear, anger, and the need for belonging can be when they combine together in a large social movement. Whether you support the protests or not, understanding the psychology behind them helps us see why millions of Americans feel so strongly about this issue.
Thank you so much for watching Psychology Decoded. If you found this analysis helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more psychology breakdowns.
What do you think is the main psychological driver behind the No Kings protesters? Fear, anger, identity, or something else? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video.